right, today we are in Matthew chapter 9 with our mornings with Brian and Tyler. And this is one of those about expectation and faith and fear. And so, Tyler, if you'll read Matthew 9:18 through 26.
While he spoke these things to them, behold, a ruler came and worshipped him, saying, My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her, and she will live. So Jesus rose and followed him, and so did his disciples. And suddenly a woman who had a flow of blood for 12 years came from behind and touched the hem of his garment. For she said to herself, If only I may touch the garment, or his garment, I shall be made well. But Jesus turned around, and when he saw her, he said, Be of good cheer, daughter, your faith has made you well. And the woman was made well from that hour. When Jesus came into the ruler's house and saw the flute players and the noisy crowd wailing, he said to them, Make room, for the girl is not dead but sleeping. And they ridiculed him. When the crowd was put outside, he went in and took her by the hand, and the girl arose. And the report of this went out into all that land.
All right. So verse 18, this ruler of the synagogue comes to Jesus, and he does say, My daughter's just died. We'll look at that in the other Gospels as we move later through this. But notice what his expectation of faith is. And we've talked about this a little bit before. What you expect in faith to receive is generally what, Tyler?
What you get.
What you receive. That's right. That's what you get. His expectation of faith was, come, lay your hand on her, and she shall live. That was what that man had faith for. The man who had the 4 friends who was paralyzed, their faith was if they could get him in front of Jesus on his bed, that Jesus could get him up off of his bed. And that's why they did whatever they had to get him in front of Jesus, literally to ripping the roof open and lowering him down. Then we have this other individual. The daughter, is a 12-year-old, and now we have another woman who's had an issue of blood for 12 years. This woman shouldn't have been out of the house. She was unclean. But at this stage, she has nothing left to lose. And we'll look at that in a little more detail, but I want you to see this. She said to herself, verse 21, If only I may touch his garment, I shall be made well. What was her expectation? If she could grab hold onto the edge of his clothes, she could be healed. That is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. That's that expectation there. What'd she receive? What she expected. Then you say, but brother, no. She had nothing else left. How do I know she had unwavering faith? Because she said within herself, and this man said, if you come and do this, this will happen. What they believed and what they said and the action they took, all of them lined up. And so as we move through this passage this week, I want you to keep those things in mind. I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
We bid you good morning, Lord willing. We'll see you back at lunchtime.